in the temples of Egypt, in the scrolls of Greece, and whispered in secret societies. One truth was guarded above all others. They said everything in the universe is in motion. That vibration is the hidden force shaping our world. To the priests of the Nile, this was sacred knowledge, powerful enough to shape life and death. To the philosophers of Greece, it was the secret harmony that held the cosmos together. And to the secret orders of the Middle Ages, it was wisdom too dangerous for common ears. Yet, despite its presence across cultures and centuries, this law quietly disappeared from the pages of mainstream history. The law of vibration, an idea so simple yet so revolutionary, was hidden in plain sight. What if every stone, every thought, every empire rose and fell not by chance, but because of a universal vibration guiding them? And why is it that whenever humanity is on the verge of a breakthrough, this forgotten law resurfaces as if reminding us of something we were never meant to forget? Today, we'll uncover the mystery they never wanted you to know, the law of vibration. After hearing whispers of this hidden law, we need to ask, where did it all begin? The trail leads us back thousands of years to the sacred halls of Egypt. On temple walls, priests carved ideas that spoke of a universe alive with motion. To them, even the heaviest stones were not truly still. They believed all things carried vibration, unseen but always present. Centuries later, across the Mediterranean, the philosopher Pythagoras expanded this idea. He wasn't only obsessed with numbers, he saw numbers as sound, harmony, and rhythm. To him, the entire cosmos was like a great instrument, every planet and star vibrating together in a kind of silent music, shaping the order of the heavens. These weren't isolated beliefs. In the Hermetic texts, mystical writings passed through secret schools and societies. The message appeared again: nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. For initiates, this was more than philosophy. It was a key to understanding the hidden workings of reality itself. And then, centuries later, came Nikola Tesla, a man of science, yet one who spoke with almost mystical conviction. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What's striking is how the message echoes through time. From Egyptian priests to Greek philosophers to secret manuscripts and modern inventors, the law of vibration refuses to disappear. It keeps resurfacing as if history itself is trying to remind us of something we've forgotten. But here lies the puzzle. Why isn't this law taught in schools, written in textbooks, or remembered as one of the great discoveries of history? Why was it pushed aside, reduced to myth and mystery? Could it be that its power was too great or too dangerous to share with everyone? If this law kept reappearing, then someone must have guarded it. History suggests they did. In the Middle Ages, while Europe sank into superstition, small circles of scholars, alchemists, mystics, and secret societies preserved fragments of ancient wisdom. They believed vibration was not only about matter, but also about thought and spirit. To them, words carried frequencies. Beliefs shaped reality. Even silence had a vibration that could change the mind. This is why sacred chants were repeated in temples and monasteries, why bells were rung in churches, why drums and flutes were used in tribal rituals. They weren't just sounds, they were tools to tune the human spirit into alignment with something greater. The power of vibration wasn't always used for good. Some rulers and secret orders understood that crowds could be controlled by rhythm and repetition. From marching armies to political speeches, vibration influenced emotion, unity, and even obedience. The law wasn't written in history books, but it was applied in plain sight. As time moved on, science seemed to drift away from these mystical roots. Yet the whispers continued. In the 19th century, early researchers in sound and resonance found strange effects. Glass shattered by voice, sand forming patterns under vibration, even water responding to frequency. It was as if nature itself was confirming what the ancients had said all along. And still, the question remains. If vibration truly shapes reality, why has it always been kept in the shadows? Why do we find it only in fragments, in temples, in secret writings, in experiments that never reach the public eye? Perhaps the deeper truth was never meant for everyone. Perhaps it was meant only for those who sought it out, those who dared to question the silence of history. For centuries, the law of vibration lived in shadows, but in the modern age, science began to brush against it again, sometimes by accident, sometimes by design. In the 18th century, a German scientist named Ernst Chladni discovered something strange. He sprinkled sand on metal plates and ran a violin bow across them. The vibration made the sand jump into geometric patterns, perfect shapes appearing from invisible forces. It looked like the universe itself was drawing with sound. Today, we call this study cymatics. 200 years later, researchers pushed the idea further. They found that sound waves could move water into spirals, push oil into fractals, even make flames dance in rhythm. These were not parlor tricks. They were demonstrations that vibration was not just theory. It was a physical law shaping matter itself. But the mystery deepened. In the 20th century, scientists exploring quantum physics found that even the smallest particles never truly rest. Electrons vibrate. Atoms hum with energy. The deeper we look, the more the universe seems alive with invisible motion. And yet, as these discoveries piled up, most were tucked into the back corners of scientific journals. The world learned about electricity, radio, and space travel, but rarely about the deeper principle that makes them all possible: vibration. Meanwhile, in quieter corners of society, the idea took on a different form. The New Thought movement in the late 1800s spoke of vibration not as physics, but as a force of the mind. They believed thoughts were frequencies, attracting experiences of the same kind. The phrase became famous: like attracts like. For some, this was the birth of the law of attraction. But beneath the slogans and self-help books, the core idea remained the same as it had in Egypt. Everything vibrates, and vibration shapes reality. Modern experiments hint at this too. Water, when exposed to sound or even emotion, seems to change its structure. Entire therapies now use vibration. Tuning forks, sound baths, even medical ultrasound. Still, the mainstream avoids calling it what the ancients did, a universal law. Why? Perhaps because acknowledging it raises uncomfortable questions. If vibration is real, then thought, belief, and intention may carry more weight than we admit. If vibration shapes matter, then history itself, wars, revolutions, the rise and fall of nations, might be influenced not only by weapons or wealth, but by the unseen frequencies guiding human behavior. So we are left with a paradox. Science shows us vibration everywhere, yet refuses to connect the dots. Spiritual traditions shout it in chants and rituals, yet modern culture calls it superstition. And through it all, the law waits, unchanging, silent and powerful, as if daring us to finally see it for what it is. When we connect the dots, a strange picture begins to emerge. Science tells us nothing is at rest. Atoms vibrate, particles move, energy flows endlessly. At the same time, ancient traditions insist that vibration is the foundation of life itself. Two worlds, modern and ancient, point to the same truth, yet they rarely meet. Throughout history, those who understood this law often held power. Temples used chants not just for prayer, but to align minds. Monarchs and priests used rhythm, drums, bells, hymns, to shape belief and loyalty. Even today, nations use anthems and crowds march in step, moved by rhythm rather than reason. Vibration is not only science, it is influence. But here is the unsettling part. If vibration shapes both matter and mind, then who controls the frequencies controls the outcome. Imagine civilizations rising because their collective vibration was in harmony, and falling when that harmony was broken. Imagine inventions arriving when humanity's vibration reached the right pitch. Could history itself be the story of vibrations shifting, rising, and collapsing through time? Modern physics hints at this too. Quantum fields buzz with invisible energy, and researchers admit they cannot explain why particles behave differently when observed. It is as if consciousness, our thoughts, our focus, changes the vibration of reality itself. Suddenly, the old Hermetic phrase, "nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates," feels less like superstition and more like a scientific riddle waiting to be solved. And yet, the silence continues. Schools don't teach it, history books avoid it, science mentions vibration only in fragments, never as a universal law. Could this be by design? Was the law of vibration kept from us because knowledge is power, and power in the wrong hands can change everything? The truth may be this: vibration is the hidden thread weaving through history, science, and spirituality. It is everywhere, yet nowhere. Visible in experiments, but invisible in mainstream knowledge. Always resurfacing, just when we are ready to see it again. So the question becomes, is the law of vibration the key we've ignored for centuries? Or is it a story humanity tells itself to make sense of mysteries too big to grasp? What do you think? Was this law hidden to protect us or to control us? Leave your answer in the comments below.